Now I know that you've seen this. And don't tell me curiosity got the best of you and then you saw that $1,000 price tag and you said, dang bro, that mess is expensive. You close it out, go about your day, get hit with another great ad. Man, could this thing be worth it? Now, I had the same questions as you, so I decided to take one for the team. For the past 10 days, I have been watching, taking notes. I watched in the shower. I watched on the couch. Watch in the car. Watch while watching your car. Fun fact, did you know that there are over 100 hours of content in this thing? 100, bro. And just like any good game, we need some rules. We're in the long game now, so I gave you chapters. You're welcome. Supposedly they'll continue to add to this course if you buy the premium version. So that means that this stuff that I'm talking about may change or may not. And just like any game, you gotta have scores. These scores will range from what in the Nikon is this to holy Jesus, I need you, this is good. But obviously everyone is at different levels here. So we have the beginner knows little to nothing about filmmaking, just wants to get started. The intermediate knows a moderate amount, but as of right now, they still consider it a hobby. And the advanced, these are the Kobe's of the group. They edit regularly and most likely are already making money on this, so they are not the hobbyists. All right, now before we get out of here, you need to understand one thing when it comes down to the course and how it's broken up. The course has workshops. These are specific to each niche. And then categories, which are just videos inside that. So Parker Wahlbeck has broken it up into 28 workshops, but ain't nobody got time for that. So I reorganized them into 11 sections, with the 11th section being camera disciplines, which you can see right here. All right, perfect. Let's get out of here. Now, you and I both know that YouTube is full of equipment videos that are all free. So why would you even be interested in looking up all, whoa, that got really close to my face, my guy. Or trust me when I say that there's not a single video out there that covers the main information you need to know about the gear that he is talking about in this section. So, time to give it some scores. For the beginner, yes, absolutely. Intermediate, yes. And advanced, bro, it's kind of a toss-up. You'd probably be better off just looking up some YouTube videos. And next is the technical side of things. We talk about color balancing, exposure, auto recording, balancing gimbals. All of it is pretty basic in my opinion that you can find from any YouTube video according to your type of camera. I think the only thing that was a little bit more beneficial was the codecs area. They talk a little bit deeper on which ones you can use and it's pretty digestible. And back to the scoreboard.
Hello YouTube, my name is Yoso. I'll be your personal scoreboard for the remainder of this evening. Chale, Nelly. Beginner, intermediate, yes, because it saves you time. Advanced, maybe. And back to you in the car, ese.
It's like the classes in Call of Duty, but for camera brands. However, at the point of making this video, it is just Canon and Sony. Nothing else. The Sony workshop had categories on exposing for S-Log3 and rigging, and I'll be honest, I thought it was cute. I was like, hey man, a little jump start, get into the Sony world. All right, let's see what Canon has to offer. And here came my first moment of disappointment. It was literally just a single video on how to navigate the Canon menu. At this point, it's just completely lacking. Bro, they don't even have Nikon to hate on. That should tell you something. And back to the scoreboard.
What's up, fools? Beginners, no. Intermediates, no. Advanced, no. Everything is better on YouTube.
Boom, transition to the same place. Now this was a moment where I was ready to take notes personally. This is where I want to learn about composition, focal lengths, hyperlapses, and as expected, they delivered on all of them. These were great tips, especially if you're a beginner and intermediate. Dude, this will completely change your world when you see this. However, the category left me with a bit of a bittersweet taste in my mouth. Camera angles, dude, insanely good tips, man. Teaches you really more about the filmmaking side of things and narrative storytelling just with like different camera angles. So freaking good, dude. Gimbal moves, standard stuff, but they're like creative gimbal movements. No, that was nasty, like dirty. Now, I know you're wondering, wait, Joseph, you said that this left you with a bittersweet taste. Why is that? Where's the bitter part, Joseph? Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butt.
That's a Jurassic Park reference. First, the section on camera angles, which I thought was the superstar of this workshop, is on YouTube for free. Next, the handheld video that was pretty good is on YouTube for free as well. So let me break this down in a different way. There are 28 of them, and 13 of them are already on Parker Wahlbeck's YouTube channel. So are there sections in this workshop that you can get for free just by doing a quick YouTube search? Yes. However, 70 to 90% of the entire workshop, I would say, is beneficial to everyone. Even though there are some bitter moments in there because you're paying for something that everyone else is getting for free. And those are like the best ones. Ugh, I didn't like saying that. Oh, that felt bad. So to the scoreboard.
Yes. Chalice, I didn't even know it was on, bro. My bad, is it?
All right, and so on to the next section, we got lighting. Dang, bro, $4? Now I'm gonna talk to you about something that is a little bit annoying for me, but at the end of the day, it's actually really beneficial to you. So Joseph has his notes open on one side and FullTime Filmmaker videos open on the other side. And he just realizes as he's watching, this doesn't look familiar at all. And what do you know, the entire section of the lighting has been revamped and all the notes that he had written before mean nothing. But this is a good example of if you buy the premium version, they're continuing to add more stuff to it. How you like that Dutch angle, bro? Pretty nice, right? The cinematography. Actually, it's the only way that the camera fits. First things first, they got Brady Bessett on this bad boy, which, bruh, that dude knows his ish. Brady's section is a lot more of like an intro kind of to being on a filmmaking set and different pieces of equipment and all that kind of good stuff. I learned plenty from just watching the intro. But then I click into the next category, which I was excited for, and what do you know? It's back to the old stuff that I had already written notes on. So now I gotta Command Z that bad boy and get my notes back. Before we go to the scoreboard, I personally wish that it would have been a little bit longer because lighting is everything and you can make a trash camera look really good with the right lighting. To the scoreboard, it is yeses across the board. Make sure you tell your mama and your auntie about this every single day of the week, twice on Sunday, his birthday, Jesus' birthday, Cat Williams' birthday. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am a professional musician. Category about audio better be good is all I'm saying. They bring in this dude called the audio guy, so I was like, go ahead, bro, wow me. They started talking about acoustic treatment and I'm like, I know all about that. Then he says these thicker foams will absorb deeper tones. I didn't really know that point, that's cool. And then he started talking about the best place to put the lav mics and how it should never go on your neck. And I was like, oh, okay, bro. Yeah, 2 points, all right. And then he talks about what microphone to buy. He talked about shotgun, REO, booms, condenser, storytelling elements. And I was like, all right, yeah, maybe I should just shut up and listen. How about that?
Yes, fool. That's in the Furious, is it?
The only thing that I didn't like about this part was it was in the editing part of it. It looked like they just like showed up and said, hey, yeah, let's just make a video today. It's like they didn't have a script. But nonetheless, it does get some high scores from me. So in this section, nothing a YouTube video can't teach you. There was one section that was like 6 cinematic drone moves or something like that, and that was actually really good. But go figure, that's on YouTube. To the scoreboard. Beginner, yes. Intermediate, a hard maybe. And advanced, absolutely not. No surprise here, bro. It's like really good. And when I say fat, I mean it is dense. So just bear with me while I try and highlight the massive amount of info that's in here. Bruh, it's starting to rain right now. So the starting the business part was actually pretty basic in my opinion. How to make an email, how to get a website, but your case might be different. Oh, yo, now I really gotta tell you about this part. Now there's a pricing section. Probably my favorite because Parker is extremely transparent with how much money he's making. And my guy is booming, bro. But on the real though, he making some cash. And I think that it's a really good idea to compare your prices so that you can figure out where to actually price yourself. On that alone, I would say it is beneficial for everyone from beginner all the way to advanced. But we gotta keep going. Next is the category on scaling the business, which was actually very good depending on where you are in your creative journey. Like when to hire employees, managing those employees, it's really good stuff. And the last two things are taxes and case studies. The taxes are pretty good, talk with the CPA, gives a lot of information that is digestible. And the other side is the case studies. Now I thought that this was really valuable. What lenses and why? Where is the money going? So business, take it to the scoreboard.
I am pronouncing it crookedly. Yes, across the board. I am smiling, fool.
We need to talk about the editing. Now, before we move on, understand that I could make a video on this whole thing by itself. So forgive the lack of depth, but I'm trying to hit the highlights, and also, you guys suck at retention. Now this one is pretty in-depth. There are a whopping 58 categories in this workshop. If you can power through this, I think you'll be able to find plenty of golden nuggets of information sprinkled throughout. Isn't it obvious? Your beginner and your intermediate will get a lot of value from this, but me, as part of the advanced group, I gained something different from this. Now, there isn't a section on this at all, but it's more so the fact that when you get to watch his job shadows, you can really figure out why they cut here, why did they slice there, why did they bring up the music here. Now remember though, I am the type of individual that geeks out about all this crap. I have a Stream Deck that launches current folders, shortcuts and labels, colors as notes, so I really like this nerdy crap. So for me, the value wasn't on how to edit, but it was rather why he did what he did. Same goes for the audio portion, you'll learn from it. Color correcting and color grading, they definitely beat this up. The last time I checked, it was nowhere near where it's at now. Big disclaimer here though, this is literally getting you from log footage to Rec 709 into a little bit of teal and orange. That's pretty much it. As far as the scoreboard is concerned, yeses all the way across. And now that you can see my pimples and whatnot, we can get into Davinci and Final Cut. Now, I don't edit in Final Cut or Davinci, but in comparison to Premiere, Davinci and Final Cut is lacking by a long shot. Now, don't get me wrong, they do hit the highlights of what they touched on in Premiere. So what I would say is if you have the time, go into Premiere, watch that whole thing through, even though you don't even edit in there, because you're going to learn a lot about the why of editing rather than the actual technical stuff of it all. And now we're gonna go to the scoreboard. I would say for beginner, yes.
Why he keep taking my lines, fool? Sorry. Intermediates, maybe. Advanced players, no.
Now, After Effects is interesting. Honestly, I'm just not the biggest fan of having to do everything. Like, I already edit, I already mix, I already sound design, I already shoot. I just don't want to get into a whole nother department, you know what I mean? But anyway, this area is basic. It teaches you how to track some things and green screen, and that's about it. It is good that they added this. However, I believe that there are a lot more beneficial tutorials on YouTube that get to the point faster and probably a little bit more entertaining. So as far as the scoreboard is concerned, beginner, yes, why not? Intermediate, maybe. And the advanced, I'm gonna hit them with a solid no. Yeah. It's gonna be a no from me, dog. And now we're getting into what I like to call the video disciplines area. And the first one up to bat is the commercial video pro. Now the actual video creation process is pretty basic in my opinion. That is my bread and butter. I do that like all the time. So if I could detach myself from that for just a little bit, I think a lot of you would get benefit from this. This part, I'm not really a marketer, so I don't think I'm qualified here, but it's okay, I guess. Now the live streaming and the product videos, it's okay, bro. Nothing a YouTube video can't teach you. I'm trying to film a video, bro. Where was I? Oh yeah, job shadows. Now this is where I think the workshop truly shines. Think of it kind of like the aperture behind the scenes type of videos that they have. If I was to give you any tips, I would literally just tell you to watch the job shadows and not even watch the points. That's just me though. And back to the scoreboard we go. Beginner, intermediate, advanced is yeses across the board. Advanced especially because of the pre-production side of things. And now we got real estate, and bro, this isn't gonna take long at all. I've done real estate as well, and this dude just kills it. Actually, he overkills it in my opinion. This one, you can't complain, bro. Scoreboard, I'm gonna do it myself. Yeses across the board, just do it, you know what I mean?
No, fool, they told me you'll get the spotlight as a scoreboarder. You lied to me, is it? You lied to me, Holmes.
Have I shot weddings? Yes. Do I like doing weddings? No, I don't. Like, at all. Not my cup of tea, my guy. See what I did there? It's because it's bubble tea. Now, my dude Jake Weisler, holy Lord, man. That dude knows his. They had this whole section on audio and how to connect and record different cables, all this stuff. But dude, it astounds me when I see other filmmakers and they have no idea what an XLR cable is or a DMX cable. Learn your cables. But anyway, this is so good when it comes to being able to capture audio from like a soundboard of any kind. And the second best thing here, which is so good, he did like a tier pricing option for what his wedding films were, as well as an example of how much he was charging and what the video came out with. Bro, we living in the freaking future, my guy. You can actually compare your work to his and be like, oh snap, I should be charging more. You know what I mean, Jellybean? So yeah, hit him with 10s across the scoreboard, man. All right, guys, so now we're actually about to gradually go downhill from here. This has nothing against the full-time filmmaker team. I'm not trying to bully anyone, nothing like that. I'm truly just trying to give an evaluation. Let's start here. I'm gonna be straight up, this was a letdown. But let's start with the positives. So if you want that simple and clean, sharp look, absolutely, he got this down lock. Let's talk about the letdown. Dude, I was expecting to learn like new effects and creative ideas, like outside of the box, narrative storytelling. Yeah, bro, I got none of that. In 2 words, bro, regurgitated points. It got to the point where I was like, why am I even watching this music video part whenever it was literally just said in the cinematography area? One more thing, if you do like hip hop videos and like narrative type of music videos and things that you want to get out of the box thinking of, this isn't for you. Personally, I would think that you would get a lot more from watching these other music video type channels like YC Imaging, Creative Ryan, Olufemi. Here, you're getting exactly what you'd expect from Full-Time Filmmaker. It's a clean video, but someone is mouthing the lyrics to the song. To the scoreboard. Beginner, yes, that's an easy one. Intermediate, maybe, if you don't know about the editing process and synchronizing audio and having that workflow. And the advanced side, no. Simple as that. Maybe you've seen this video, and bro, when I saw it, I thought it was dope. And by the end of it, you, like me, were probably saying, I wonder what they have behind a paywall. And for me, it was pure disappointment. The reason is simple. If you watch the video that I just referenced a few seconds ago, you literally saw the entire course. I know. My thoughts exactly, bro. The entire workshop was just that YouTube video in a long-winded response. It was like filler content for no reason. And for that reason, 0 points. And if I could deduct points, I would do it. But I'm not going to because it would mess up my scoreboard. I'm about to rip this workshop a new one, so I'm sorry beforehand. Everything they tell you to make a smartphone image look good is the same thing you would do for a camera. Shoot in 24 frames. Expose properly. Shoot at golden hour. Good composition. Watch your lighting. Dude, do you see my issue with this? Maybe you've seen the YouTube video on Parker Wildlake's channel about 10 cinematic tips for smartphone video. Hate to break it to you, but just like Seamless Video Pro, that video is the entire course as well. And this whole section is literally just a long-winded response again. Back to the scoreboard. Beginner, maybe, if you have some money to throw away. If you were talking to me as a friend, I would say no. Intermediate, no. Advanced, no. Let's move on, bro. Actually starting to feel bad, by the way. First, this is not a course or a workshop by any means. There are no official talking head tips or camera angles or focal lengths or no section on how to book. So you might be asking yourself, well, Dothov, what is in the course? I'm glad you asked, my guy. All it is just job shadows, which to a certain extent is kind of a plus. But I would feel bad if I called this a workshop or part of the course, but that's just me. So as far as the scores are concerned, beginner, no, because you already have to have background to be able to understand this stuff. Intermediate, yeah, maybe. It just depends on what point you are in your career. And for the advanced people, I would say yes, just because you get to see how somebody else does stuff.
GoPro Mastery.
Which even the name annoys me. Because GoPro isn't the only action camera out there. I think Action Cam Mastery would be a better name for it, but even Mastery is far from the truth. All this workshop has is a review of GoPro 9, a couple of settings and some editing, and that's it. I was expecting something like cool places to mount the GoPro, which action camera GoPro to purchase. So this one gets my low rating of what in the Nikon is this, with no's all the way across the board. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is Full-Time Filmmaker and not Full-Time Photographer. But they did put it in there, so yeah, dude, fair game. Everything for the most part was pretty solid for beginners. Then there was the flash section. Good on information, but could use some improvement when it comes to the execution. Now, this is not me hating, so don't go all Karen on me, all right? If I could talk to him, I would say, hey man, you need to get someone to do some decorating.
Hire a decorator to come in here quick, cause damn.
Oh, these are photos, bro? Child, listen. Oh man, you suck, fool. Who took these? You're messing with me, yeah? Man, I can shoot like this.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, this really turned me off. I didn't even want to go through the rest of the course after I saw that section. And on to the scoreboard. Beginner, yes. Intermediate, maybe. Dude, I don't know. Just go to YouTube, watch some videos. It's free, just do that. Advanced, no. Now, I consider myself a YouTuber and I was expecting a lot to come from Parker Wildlake. And yes, he delivered a lot. However, there is one thing that I can say. I don't know how beneficial this would be to you as a YouTuber if you are not in the education gear review space. And that's why if you notice when you watch Parker Wildlake's channel, he's like not even in every single video. The majority of it is done by his team. And you don't really even notice that because you're there for the content. You're not there for the person, you're there just for the value that they provide and you don't care who gives it. But you can disagree with me. And to the scoreboard, I would say yes across all channels. Dang, bro, you fell asleep? Am I really that boring? I'm trying to keep it interesting. Now, I'm sure you've been wondering, what is on this piece of paper that he's had throughout this entire video? What's written here are not only the scores, but also the answer to the question, is this course worth the price tag? Here are the final scores to the game, and when you tally it all up, beginners, 14 of those 23 courses you will find beneficial, 7 of the 23 on the intermediate, and in the advanced, -1 of 23. That just sounds so mean to say. So is it worth the price tag? No, and Yes. So for an advanced person, I would say no, it's not worth the price tag at all. In a lot of cases, those YouTube hook videos are better than the workshop itself. A few that come to mind are the Seamless Video Pro, Smartphone Video Pro, and Music Video Pro. What I mean to say is that in my opinion, 90% of the best categories in this course are actually on YouTube for free. It's like they're putting their best stuff out there for free so that you can think, oh my gosh, they must have so much more in the tank. I need to get this course. And then you get into it and you're like, I expected more. For an intermediate person, maybe it might be kind of hard to justify that price. But the thing here is that everything is laid out into nice categories for you just to take them in. You don't have to drown in the sea of YouTube. But for a beginner, yes, absolutely, totally worth the price. You are getting a lot of valuable content. Wedding, real estate, video business, audio, lighting, editing, and job shadows. That right there is the goal. But all in all, you will notice that Parker Walbeck is one of the most concise, to the point, non-time wasting person that is going to give you the points that you need. So there you go. I spent my money so you wouldn't have to. So hit the like button or comment or hit the, I don't care what you do, bro. Just do something.